One of the ways that we can create huge winning trades is by using a multiple time frame approach. Find that strong daily support, we line up an overlap of the intraday time frame on daily support. So if we could enter on an intraday time frame, let's say a 15-minute chart, and take a intraday risk of a 15-minute bar and set our target at daily resistance, then we could let the trade work and go all the way from daily support to daily resistance, risking risk from a 15-minute bar, but catching a daily range. And that sets us up with a huge R winning trade. Using multiple time frames to create huge winners. Everybody wants to understand how to create big winning trades. I'm going to share with you a mindset of how you do that. One of the ways that we can create large or huge winning trades is by using a multiple time frame approach. In the E-mini future, we're going to look at the average true range of 4 different time frames. We have the weekly, which is the average true range is 85.75 points. We have the daily, which is 50 points. We have ID1, which is 21.5 points, and we have ID2, which is 8.5 points. ID1 is the first time frame, first intraday time frame below daily. So S&Ps are a 24-hour market. ID1 would be a 300-minute chart or a 240-minute chart. ID2 is the ID1 divided by 5. It's the second time frame down from daily. So if we have a 300-minute ID1, then we'd have a 60-minute ID2. And if we go through and we look at these average true ranges, we see that as we go down in time, the average true ranges in general get much smaller. So if we were able to come in and do a trade on ID2 and risk 50% of an ID2 ATR, we'd be risking 4.25 points. And if we could do this and catch a daily range, we'd make 50 points on the daily range. So 50 divided by a risk of 4.25 gives us an R multiple of 11.75. We make 11.75 times what we risk. And that's how we can create really big winning trades. We set up trades on multiple time frames. So an example might be we find strong daily support. We find that strong daily support, we line up an overlap of the intraday time frame on daily support. So if we could enter on an intraday time frame, let's say a 15-minute chart, and take a intraday risk of a 15-minute bar and set our target at daily resistance, then we could let the trade work and go all the way from daily support to daily resistance, risking risk from a 15-minute bar, but catching a daily range. And that sets us up with a huge R winning trade. These trades are out there all the time. When I sit down and I talk with students, and this is one of the questions I'm going to ask them in their interviews, what's the best trade you've ever had? And most students I talk to, the biggest R winning trade they've ever had is like 3 or 4 or 5. It's rare I have a student that I come across that's had a 10 times 10R winning trade. You can have trades that are so much better than that. If we look at S&Ps, there's a lot going on in my charts, so we're not going to worry about that. A lot of cool stuff, but we're not going to get into it. So today, S&Ps get down into daily support, and then we have what we call an overlap of the intraday one time frame in the daily time frame. This gives us a chance to go long at roughly 44.70. Now we could buy intraday one time frame, or we can look at this and see, well, can we go down another time frame? If we go down to intraday 2, what we actually see right here, both here and here, we're seeing the intraday 2 time frame supports lining up on intraday 1, lining up on daily. So there's a chance to go long at 44.70 and take an intraday 2 range, which we'll say it's 50% of an ATR. That's 5.75 points. Going long at 44.70, and we're able to take this trade all the way from that support all the way up to daily resistance. And that daily resistance is at 45.01.5. So we keep this really simple. We're making 31.5 points, and we were taking a 5.75 point risk. This gives us a 5.5-hour trade, and that's a really nice trade. So that's an example of what we're talking about. This is something you don't see talked about a lot, but if you're able to put these together, it is such a powerful frame, and you can have trades that make 10R, 15R, 20R, 50R, even more if you do this the way that I taught you. Are you doing these kind of trades? This is time that's really well spent. Everybody intraday trades and they just make lots and lots of trades. They just kind of spin their wheels. That's not what we're doing here. We're lining up intraday with a very specific purpose of leaning on a higher time frame support or resistance. And then when it works, you can make a really big move. If we can get this particularly in a trend following type environment, then we might be able to buy daily support in an uptrend and then catch a 3-day move where you make 150 points on a 5-point risk. Then you have a 30-yard trade. That's totally doable. I want you to think about that. As you know, every Tuesday I come to you and I share techniques with you like we went over today to help you take your performance to an elite level. So have an awesome week, and I'll see you next Tuesday.